on the elimination side of bracket to see who gets to continue here at BCX.
Yeah, man, and that's, you know, you don't want your run in that quickly, so he's going to be putting up quite a fight right here. And for those who know, that is the Queen 9 crossover, and Queen 9 never dies, so
yeah,
that's
absolutely not.
Kind of an issue, unless you're spiking. Like, she may not die to the sides or to the top, but everyone goes down when you get spiked. So
yeah, and the majority we're going to see here too, we already saw 2 of them come out. That Spear D-Sig, by comparison to like the neutral sig from Qatar's, having like the Qatar mirror match going on here might help a bit, but it's definitely going to help a lot in terms of what Asuri's trying to do to get those quick strings. Queen 9 got plenty of K-power, tried to go for it right there, but Merlin watching out.
Yeah, Merlin now kind of trying to control this round. Oh, interesting whiff right there from Fred. Kind of surprised that didn't hit Merlin. Great air dodge. Now putting Fred off of the stage. Just goes for it. No hesitation. Like, I'm just going to do it. You got to go.
I mean, hey, why not? Also for Merlin, I'm kind of playing relatively afraid, like right out of range, because that was about 5-6 that already came out from Fredburger. So you know that he's willing to let them go. You just wait. You go for a whip punish game. That's kind of what Merlin's doing to start it off.
Yeah, and that's kind of, it's interesting to hear that from the side of the shorter weapon that they're going for whip punish. That is kind of the way that you can, you know, rush down. You can kind of rush down in their face, wait, force them to swing, and then get the big punish like that. Nice. I mean, the dodges here from Merlin, though, have been insane. That man has not been hit by any of those 6 just by neutral dodging through.
Yeah, he just knows. It's like, look, I know you're going to swing. I know you want to press a button here. I'm going to make it happen. Well, finally gets caught by 1. Eventually, they will find their mark, especially when you try to go to get the weapon.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of coverage on that, you know, Sig, all things considered. She does get a little step back, covers a lot of space in front of her. I mean, that's just kind of Queen 9-6 in general. She does cover quite a bit of space on them. And you can see it kind of in full display every time you see that what is actually a snake come out. I think it's a little mask on this crossover, so.
Yeah, it's trying to bite too, but I'm not trying to get anywhere near that. Not the way that he's playing. Like, I mean, some of them are connecting, but so many are whiffing. But at the same time, if you keep doing it, it gets to the point it's like, I'm afraid to choose an option to go in at all. But you saw Merlin walked right underneath that, waited for him to land, got the free punish.
Right, Merlin with a very solid lead right here. But Fredburger, you know, get himself back into the game. Good try right there. If Merlin had decided to stay on the same side, that was probably going to be the stock. You know, sorry, not the most defensive legend here. Good chase down, but not high up enough, and that's going to allow Merlin to get that down air. Who's now trying to get himself back to stage yet again. Oh, watch the snakes one more time. Yeah, she's going to go ahead and poke him out right there with the side sig. And now, I mean, pretty much an even game. He wasn't able to really get too much of a hit on that last stock.
This is some classic Queen 9 gameplay. Like, you're getting hit way more often, but the few hits that you do get equal stocks almost every single time. And Fredburger, for as many times he's got a lost neutral overall, he's getting the right wins when he needs to, and now you're on last stock and you're afraid to get hit by them as he's starting to actually open you up.
Cool. Okay. Fredburger definitely scrapping back right there. That's the one thing that I never like seeing. It never hits. It's a myth.
That is a 2's exclusive.
It's a myth.
If you are crowded by everybody, neutral
just do it. Just
anybody
go
else do it. Like here, it doesn't matter because Fredburger, after being behind most of the time, was able to bring it all the way back because the few times that he was able to actually get a hit, they matter so much because of how hard she does hit. Whereas Merlin just wasn't able to really build a big lead.
Look, the legend is true. She does not die. She eats hits and she delivers big hits as well. So that's exactly what happened right there. Was able to, you know, kind of like power through. You know, another legend I don't get to see often, but can kind of do the same thing is Roland. Roland eats hits and he has some pretty good sigs too. We just don't really get to see him too much. So yeah, Queen 9 though, you know, going to go ahead and handle things with the spear, with the guitar, and right back to it. Merlin not going to decide to swap off of this here Asuri. Is going to go ahead and keep the Asuri going. So maybe he feels like he figured something out, but I think that's just the thing. Like, he has to land so many more hits than Fred.
I think part of why we maybe don't see the Roland as much, because we were seeing that show up a bit throughout the season or throughout the year as a counter pick option for people. I think it's just because everybody's been so comfortable with just going with spears, guitars, or gauntlets. Like, they've kind of been shifting away from using sword as much as crazy. But here with Asuri, of course, you have both of them. You have plenty of combo potential, but you gotta stop getting hit. Like, you're getting caught by every one of them now.
Yeah, this is, I mean, Merlin really just not having a good day on this second game. It's just been swinging and getting taken out almost every time. Now starting to put some damage up, but that's what I'm saying though. You know, actually got 3 or 4 different hits. This Nye is now just in yellow. Yeah, you're sitting in the red already. No weapon though, so I might be able to get a nice weapon start going, but not long enough. Nope, the guitar is gonna come out. The Brawlhalla gods are gonna bless this Nye and immediately gets the forward air for the stock.
I'm pretty sure that's the first lead for him so far, too. Everything has been from behind. So now what do? You were able to keep it even before, but they were evening it right back up. Now you have to play from behind and actually rush in. That means you're running right into those D-Sims.
Yep. I mean, you know, that's what she wants to do. She doesn't want to chase you down. She's not the fastest character, but you running at her and her being able to space well is definitely something that Queen Knives are going to love to do. So, got the damage, has to find the stock, back to the sword. Is this going to help? Yes, immediately. I don't, second time, Fred is just not expecting Merlin to do it. He's Nike with it. I'm going to do it. Like,
get that sponsorship out. Actually, that's a great name to go along with it. But, like, the thing is, if you keep letting them get away with that, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, you got to mix up your recovery at some point off that wall.
Yeah.
And Merlin hasn't taken too much damage since that point, TK, from losing that first one.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's good, you know, to keep yourself into this game. I mean, it's always very important to not let yourself fall too far behind, but I think it's almost even more important on Nye because of the amount of comeback that you have to do on this very high defense character, who is still going to be trying to outspace you every time you jump in. But Merlin might have figured something out in the middle, in the stretch of this game.
Merlin's got to be careful with some of the jump-ins, but he's playing a bit more grounded. I like it. It's been allowing him to get in more, trying to get some damage going, but in a bad spot. Got to avoid that. Slide. Yo, I thought that was fake.
It's fake.
Slide cancel off.
You got hit with a fake move.
That's crazy.
You're still on your second stock, I promise. It's an illusion. Oh, man. Yeah, don't get to see that hit too often, but hey, I mean, the way that Fred used that actually is probably one of the few ways I would like to see it used. It does cover a lot of space. And so he jumps off, slides off, and then jumps back up with it. So, I mean, very good usage of the neutral sig, but
almost like
kind of hurting. Ooh, hey, down sig actually going to do it.
Wait a minute. All of a sudden, we're on last stock. So Merlin still has a chance. Of course, if anybody's hoping for him to keep him alive, you got Fred trying to hope for another one of the players to stay around. Fred trying to keep this going. Not able to get too much else. Neutralize going to go ahead and connect. Recovery comes through, too.
The Qatars are doing Fred much more favors than they're doing Merlin right now. He has not been able to land a hit. Finally gets a trade hit only, but look at the damage he's taken in the last 3 or 4 interactions. My man has now got a lot to... Oh, my, never mind, nothing to make up. Get out of here.
Fred actually just does it. Like it's not like, you know, right now, yeah, it's good. Yeah, did you condition that, Fred? No, I felt it. And at that point, it just kept working. Fred was able to build up that lead, especially in Game 2, never relinquishing the lead. He was able to go ahead and keep himself alive as he continues on in this elimination side of bracket.
I just realized this guy is actually wearing Nike too, so, but they both were just doing it, for sure. He's got the swoosh on his chest, but I mean, look, Fred came swooshing in right there. That was definitely the swoosh in on that one.
All right, we're going to go ahead and hear from what the analysts think about that incredible lead that he was able to build.
We do love seeing the swoosh from Queen Nye, especially me. Queen Nye holds a special place in my heart. Zip, Flambo, what do you think of this Queen Nye pick from Fred?
I mean, I'm just saying, I heard TK say, no, that's one move I never liked seeing. When I saw that N-Sig fly, that move never hits. And then what did we see? A slide charge N-Sig, right? So I'm just throwing it out there. Now, to be fair, TK did say it's one of the few times he likes seeing that move used in that specific scenario, because I have to agree, outside of that, sometimes it can get a little bit risky.
That is definitely a super cool move to see hit, right? Like, whenever you're watching, things change when you're a spectator and not a player. Because when you're playing the game and that move hits you, it is the most annoying thing in the world. But whenever you're watching and it lands, you're like, oh, yeah, that's sweet goodness. You know what I'm saying? Queen Nye being on that stage just now was amazing. And you saw